What if everything we've ever been told about treatment planning as a dentist has been wrong? My name is Paul, Dr. Nacho, and I'm standing in the historic area of Philadelphia. I live in Philadelphia, one of my favorite places on earth. And behind me is where the first Continental Congress met, the Founding Fathers. Yes, they met just right behind me. So oftentimes we'll hear people say, that's not what the Founding Fathers intended. But I also don't think the Founding Fathers thought there'd be a 43-year-old dad holding up his cell phone, recording a video that he could send all over Earth. So things change, things shift. We modify things as we get new information in life and in dentistry. What does this have to do with treatment planning? Oftentimes on Dental Nachos, dentists get a little upset with me, annoyed with me, say, you're so pro implants. Like I walk around, implants good, root canal bad. It's a little dramatic, I don't do that. But what's happened to me over my 18-year dentistry career is that I thought patients wanted to know my professional opinion, what I would do in the mouth of my own mother, what I would do in the mouth of my own family. Why do we talk in such dramatic terms about a filling or a crown? Is there a chance that maybe we were taught to think in too dramatic and emotional ways? And I think that answer is yes. Early in my dentistry career, I used to give my opinion. Let's use an example. A tooth requires a root canal, buildup, and crown, has decay into the nerve. So, is it restorable? Not restorable? Restorable? I would say we could do a root canal and crown here. Also could do an implant. We could remove it, do a RPD, bridge, or implant, or we could do nothing. That's the menu. When somebody, a person, let's call him Bob Glock, has decay into number 30, here are the options. You can do a root canal, buildup, and crown, which I call a root filling, tooth strengthening filling, and protective cap. Protective cap, like a hard hat for your tooth. Thanks Todd Fleischman for that. Use patient-friendly terms. Or the patient can remove it, extract it, and do nothing. Can do an RPD, do a bridge or an implant. Person also could do nothing when they need a root canal. What are the consequences of that? John Coyce explained to patients what happens if they do nothing first. Patients don't really have a problem. Create one. Great teaching by John Coyce. So why are we judging? Is the tooth restorable? I'd restore it in my own mouth. How about this? How about we just give the patient a menu of treatment options and not put in our judgment too much? Because when you put in your judgment too much, you do this. You enter what I call the circle of annoyance. So when a patient says, what would you do, doc? I would say something like, I would do the root canal if it was my aunt. I would do the root canal if it was my aunt. But I don't do that anymore. Because once I do that, I enter the circle of annoyance. And when I enter the circle of annoyance, what that means is, if the root canal goes bad, which it likely doesn't, but the structural part of the tooth may break down from decay, now I am in the circle of annoyance. They say, remember, doc, when you said the root canal, blah, blah, I don't know if it's going to last 30 or 30 years. I don't know how they brush. Why am I getting involved? I got a lot of things going on in my life. I got enough stresses to enter the circle of annoyance with these patients. So what I do is I will say, which option sounds best to you? If they say, what would you do, doc? Because they want me to enter the circle of annoyance with them, I say, from what I've said, what are some questions that you have? I matrix right out of it. I want the patient to do what's best for them. I want the patient to own their own decision. Because you want to know why, guys? A root canal and crown's good, and an implant's also good, like tacos and nachos. Why we fight over this is beyond me. If patients knew we were fighting over stuff that goes well 90% of the time or more, they would think we're nacho nuts, because we are nacho nuts. We need our own special psychologists to help us, because dental school messed us up. So maybe, just try not entering the circle of annoyance. Give the menu, including no treatment. Let the patient decide. And don't recommend. I know dental school tells you that. Don't recommend. Because you want to know why you don't need to recommend? A root canal and crown, great. Implant, also great. No treatment has pros and cons. Removal of the tooth and not doing anything has pros and cons. Try this system, Nacho system. Just let me know how it works. If it works out great, let me know. Text me, 215-543-6454. You can text me. You want one of my patient communication courses, you can text Convo to 215-543-6454. Text Convo to 215-543-6454, and you will get a Nacho Patient Communication CE course to have for life for free, totally free chip gift, no refunds on free. Or you can email me at salsa@dentalnachos.com. I want to help you be happier, more productive, most of all, patient-centered. So the time that I say, we should save this tooth, like private premolar Ryan with root canal and crown, patient comes back and they got decay underneath the crown. I say, oh man, I'm in the circle of annoyance. I stay outside the circle of annoyance because here's my secret. I don't care what the patient chooses in the kindest way, but I care a lot about my menu. I give them a heads up, which are pros and cons on the good parts and the challenges. Good parts and challenges. Root canal and crown. It's faster. You maintain the outline of your own tooth. I don't know how natural, first of all, is this a natural thing? We take rubber and we stick it into the root, plastic in the core, and a zirconia top hat. Is that natural? Does that sound like a natural tooth? Sounds like that tooth should audition for the real housewife tooths of Beverly Hills. So I don't know why we're calling a tooth that we put rubber in, plastic core and zirconia top hat natural. I mean, we have a dental implant that's titanium, but I think we can both agree that both of those teeth, not so natural anymore. But if people want to keep the outline of their natural root, no problem. Keep it away. I describe that. It's like fixing up your existing car. I'm not sure how long it's going to last. Maybe 3 years, maybe 13 years. So you can fix it up. I've done that to cars. I've also regretted putting money into a car, but I only regret it myself. Don't enter the circle of annoyance. Share with the patient a heads up. And if they say, what would you do, doc? Say, a lot of people ask that. A lot of people ask me that. From what I've said, what sounds best? See, I didn't say what I would do, doc, right? No. When someone says to you, what would you do, doc, if this was your own mother? No, I say, good news is we have two good options, maintaining the tooth and replacing it. Which one sounds best to you? Which one sounds like it fits best into your life at this time? I believe that was from the awesome Dr. Mark Hyman. So if he ever watches this, thanks to Mark Hyman for saying that. Thanks, John Coyce, for teaching me patients do not accept solutions to problems they do not have. So hopefully this helped you think about, present a menu, spend a lot of time on your menu. Don't care what the patient orders. They might order nothing. They might order saving the tooth like Private Ryan. I say maintain instead of save. They may order removal of the tooth and doing nothing. They might order removal of the tooth and doing an implant. Just feel good that we have so many good options. Also in RPD, don't get me started on bridges right now. Full prep bridges are problematic to me. I think where this is going to shift over time. I have a prosthodontist in my office now, luckily, so if someone needs a full prep bridge, it goes to the prosthodontist. I don't know why we are drilling down two innocent teeth. Yeah, they're innocent teeth to replace one tooth. So that is my thoughts on bridges. There's conservative bridges out there. There's a monodont bridge. But when we have this menu, so remember, it's on my menu. I might not do it. Root canals might be on your menu, but you don't do it. You refer to an endodontist. So just because you don't do something with your own two hands doesn't mean it's not on your menu. But make your menu, give a heads up, explain what happens if you do nothing. Here's a golden Nacho tip. Even if you decide to do nothing, we can still be friends. Patients laugh because nobody wants to be friends with their dentist. Some say to me, I don't hate you, I hate the dentist. They say, we don't hang out after office hours, Millie, so it feels like you hate me. So when you say, even if you decide to do nothing, you can still be friends, it's diffusing, disarms the situation, makes you sound like a person. Talk to patients like people and magic will happen. Everyone deserves the option. Everyone deserves the chance to say no to the best option. Don't judge people. Don't say what came forward, not forward, their age. I don't do any of that. It's too annoying. It's too exhausting. I'm not in the circle of annoyance. I give you a menu and I let you choose. I was a waiter for 15 years. Sometimes a 21-year-old couple wants to order a $100 bottle of wine because it's their anniversary. Other times, exhausted parents who are 43 and 38 go for the $30 bottle of wine because they're exhausted. That's like me and Mrs. Nacho. So I don't guess. Don't guess what the patient's going to decide. I don't guess what people are going to order. I explain the menu, I answer questions, and I do not enter that circle of annoyance. If you want help on not entering the circle of annoyance, just text Convo to 215-543-6454, and we will text you back a free Nacho on-demand CE course on patient conversations. There's some great tips in there, like how to explain a fractured tooth. You want to know how to explain a fractured tooth? Got to get the CE course. I'm not going to tell you. I'm just joking. I'll tell you. A fractured tooth, fractured root, fractured base part, it's like stepping on a piece of ice. When it cracks, Millie, we don't know when it's going to crack more, but we can't uncrack it. That's the key. We don't know when it's going to crack more, but we can't uncrack it. And little bugs get along that crack, cause problems with the bone, like bone shrinkage and little mini infections. So if we put a crown on it, which is like a hard hat for your tooth to hold it together, we don't know how long it's going to hold together a fractured root, because a fractured root is like stepping on a piece of ice. If we keep stepping on it, like you're chewing, we don't know when it's going to crack more. So those little tips, they're in that course. So I love doing this. I love being Dr. Nacho. I really appreciate you guys being here, watching in, listening in, watching this 5 years from now, 10 years from now. If you need any help from us, just go to dentalnachos.com or text me at 215-543-6454.